So I just want to get this out of the way because the hypocrisy is very strong here. Now, I want to be clear about two things. I think there are legitimate questions about the Acolyte, which the showrunner is, yes, the former personal assistant of Harvey Weinstein. And she, Leslie, has never really answered the questions about what she knew about Harvey's predatory behavior. So the Acolyte has a very large ethical question mark on it just by being created by this person. And secondly, I do admire the prequels by George Lucas. I do defend the prequels on many levels. I don't defend every aspect of the prequels, and I do think George Lucas is a very flawed figure. So those are my stances. Now, Rick Worley, I think, has done a lot of great work showing the prequels are a lot more deep, a lot more complex than you think. And he also hates the Disney era, and that is his right. He can do that. However, the reasons he gives for why Disney is really bad and Lucas was so brilliant are very far fetched. In fact, they're downright lies, as I'm going to show right now. So here he is praising Lucas for putting out an animated film, which he admits is not really that good at all, but he still admires it because Lucas has these very interesting George Lucas touches. And what are they? Oh, he made up a gay character.
Becomes a chore to sit through this. One thing I will say I love is Zero the Hutt. He's the one thing that really will show you that we're still in the George Lucas era of Star Wars here. Because, I mean, do you know how far somebody would get now if they went to Lucasfilm and said, okay, we want to do a new Hutt, but the idea is that he'll be gay and he's purple and he's got feathers and body paint and he talks like Truman Capote. I mean, Kathleen Kennedy would think that person was on drugs and they'd be fired faster than Colin Trevorrow. But that's the kind of thing that Lucas could do because, you know, fuck you, he felt like it and he thought it was funny and so he did it. And it's actually hilarious. I love it. It's those kind of things that we can't have anymore.
So apparently, Lucas is a genius for inserting the gay into Star Wars. Now you think about this, this is actually a very minor character. I was not even aware of this character even existing. So good on Rick for doing the research. But then you think to yourself, okay, you took like an obscure, non major character, right? Because if you just see the films, all nine of them, including the Disney films, you're really not going to know this person exists. So it's like, okay. So you're taking this minor person in the canon. And remember, George Lucas didn't even direct this film. This was directed by Dave Filoni. So you're taking that character, making the character gay, and it's like Rick Worley's like, oh my god, George Lucas is a genius. And now you get the Acolyte. And good or bad, the Acolyte is being notorious for the showrunner promising to insert a lot of queerness into the show. And she admits to being a queer activist, being a queer woman, being obsessed with the queer. And here Rick is predicting, you think Disney is ever going to touch the queer? You think they're going to make the queer characters? But under Disney, canonically now, Luke is gay. Yes, Luke is gay, apparently, in a short story. Also, other characters we didn't know were not gay are apparently gay now, like Kenobi. Kenobi is gay, even though Kenobi, the series, which Disney also made, kind of contradicts that story. So, it's just a complete mess. And now, I myself am kind of indifferent here. You want to make a gay character, you make a gay character, whatever. We got to see where the story goes. So, for instance, when Buffy the Vampire Slayer made certain characters gay, yeah, it's a little weird and shocking. There really wasn't much preparation, but I think we can see Willow being a legit gay character. It's fine, it's a good story. However, nowadays, when characters are made gay, it just seems a little cynical. But good or bad, Disney has done it, and Rick is still like, yeah, you think they're Disney, they're gonna make a character gay. They have made a character gay. Has he put any correction in his video? Has he apologized to Kathleen Kennedy? Has he said, well, I guess there, Lucas and Disney are actually doing the same thing? Nope. He's still pretending like, I would never see the gay under Disney. Kathleen Kennedy would never allow this. But Kathleen Kennedy is not only allowing it, she's literally encouraging it. They're literally expanding upon the gay in Star Wars. So you're like, you can say anything about Disney, but to say they're not allowing the gay in Star Wars, that's just not true. Apparently, just to be factual and end this insanity, there were rumors that they might have made Poe and Finn in the sequel trilogy gay, and Oscar Isaac was saying that, well, that decision was blocked. So there you go. And yes, they technically did have a gay character in the sequel trilogy, but she was a very minor character. So, yeah, I mean, Rick is not really being observant, but That's fine. He doesn't like the sequel trilogy. He's still very strong with the prequels, but outside of the prequels, he is insanely biased and just lying to his followers with his George Lucas biased insanity and saying, I just love George Lucas. I love everything about George Lucas. Hey, you want to love George Lucas? That's fine. But maybe stop lying about George Lucas. Maybe start there.